I've just finished editing this video together and watched it back, and I feel it's really important to let you know that it contains themes of depression and thoughts of suicide. These were written in by Shakespeare himself, not superimposed on by me. But I have put a lot of myself into this video, especially at the end, and it was a really hard decision on whether or not to leave that in. Whether you agree with my political opinions or not, which I have superimposed onto this video, I'd like to ask you to think about mental health. I'm not going to put up hotlines or websites, you can Google those, but it's hard to reach out, and when you're struggling, it's even harder. So if you know someone who's been having a difficult time, or you haven't heard from someone in a while, send them a message or give them a call. Even if they don't reply, I'm sure it'll be very much appreciated. And if you are someone who's struggling, just know you're not weird. It's normal to feel like this sometimes, especially with everything that's going on.
Tired with all these, for restful death I cry, as to behold desert a beggar born, and needy nothing trimmed in jollity, and purest faith unhappily forsworn, and gilded honour shamefully misplaced, and maiden virtue rudely strumpeted, and right perfection wrongfully disgraced, and strength by limping sway disabled, and art made tongue-tied by authority, and folly doctor-like controlling skill, and simple truth miscalled simplicity, and captive good attending captain ill. Tired with all these, from these would I be gone, save that to die I leave my love alone. Tired with all these, for restful death I cry.
14 million people in the UK are in poverty.
I met far too many people who are really scrabbling just to survive. They're not thriving, and their children are really in very bad circumstances.
MPs will receive a pay rise next month, giving them a basic wage a fraction under £82,000. It's a 3.1% increase.
He, from Helen Whately, read, student nurses are supernumerary and are not deemed to be providing a service.
The reports of widespread PPE shortages are stirring fears, with growing numbers of doctors and nurses infected and even dying.
Too many care homes didn't really follow the procedures.
The care assistants, the nurses, everybody in the care home have worked so hard, and then he's got the audacity to blame us.
It's a 4-year-old boy, Prime Minister, suspected of pneumonia, forced to lie on the floor on a pile of coats. This boy, Prime Minister, how do you feel? You refuse to look at the photo, you've taken my phone, put it in your pocket, Prime Minister. His mother says the NHS is in crisis. What's your response to that?
I'm sorry. It's a terrible, terrible photo. You know, people say, oh, politicians should be careful what they say and they should watch their words and all this sort of mumbo-jumbo. I don't agree. I don't agree. I really don't.
Even if it's offensive?
I think one of the reasons...
But even if it's offensive, Mr Johnson?
I don't want to cause offence if I can possibly avoid it.
Then don't refer to them as bank robbers.
You know, I think...
You just said you would again.
Yeah, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
President Trump deleted a retweet Sunday after he shared a video which included one of his supporters yelling white power.
You're a star. They let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy.
You know this, the Sun newspaper had a countdown to Emma Watson's 16th birthday.
Were you able to wear undergarments?
You're like the fifth person that's asked
me. Well, no, because...
What is going on?
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think girls have trouble choosing between?
Yeah. Can you really go anywhere without your cell phone?
Yes.
How long can you go without looking at Twitter?
Many hours.
We begin with President Trump's sudden and sweeping ban, using Twitter to reveal it. Tweeting he will ban transgender people from serving in the military in any capacity. President Trump said he deserves credit for making Juneteenth, quote, very famous, the day commemorating the end of slavery in the U.S.
The administration, in a new filing, asked the Supreme Court to abolish Obamacare, the health care program on which more than 20 million Americans depend, and a program in even more demand right now because of the coronavirus pandemic.
It was the bold statement on the side of a bus, perhaps the most contentious slogan of the Brexit campaign, and at the time Boris Johnson was accused of not telling the truth. But he will now have to face similar questions in a court of law.
This was lockdown Britain at the time Dominic Cummings made his journey north. Millions of people staying at home as the government had told them. He believes Dominic Cummings has compromised the government's strategy.
I think people are incredibly confused about what they are allowed to do, what they're meant to be doing, what public safety actually means anymore.
We are making important progress, and today actually marks another important milestone. In just under 1 hour's time, the best league in the world will be back up and running after a 100-day pause. All but 5 countries will be airing tonight's games, underlining football's global reach and the soft power of UK sport. The Premier League is returning and the world will be watching.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced the lifting of several COVID-19 restrictions. The country will reopen pubs, restaurants and hotels.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
And to the doctors, if I may, is that the kind of example that you want people to follow?
The question is very, very important that our medical officers and scientific advisors do not get dragged into what I think most people will recognise is fundamentally a political argument.
I don't think people fully realize how radical the attacks are on the basic safeguards for clean air and clean water and safe food in this country right now. Regulations are facing attack in Washington by politicians in Congress and by the new Trump administration.
Wherever we go, yes means yes and no means no. No means no! No means no! What do we want? Fairness! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Fairness! What do we want? Now!
When I say trans, you say power. Trans! Trans! Trans!
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives! I matter! We matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
I'm forming a new government. And on Monday, MPs will arrive at Westminster to form a new parliament.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
Tired with all these. From these would I be gone, save that to die I leave my love alone.